What's up everyone? So the start of 2026 hasn't really been great for smartphones, especially for me as a smartphone reviewer. I've had to make a lot of negative videos about a lot of phones, whether it's the Redmi Note 15 series, the Realme 16 Pro Plus, the OnePlus 15R or the OPPO Reno 15, which I reviewed like a week ago. I feel like most of them have been a bit overpriced with compromises that just don't justify their price tags. So yeah, 2026 hasn't exactly started off well for smartphones. But what I am really impressed with recently is Vivo's new X200T. For a minute, let's visit a parallel universe where I'm not a tech reviewer and I have a regular mid-level job. I honestly think that I would buy this phone, the Vivo X200T, because the price is right. And at 60,000 rupees, I genuinely can't think of too many complaints. And yes, there are a lot of smartphones in this very price bracket right now. Vivo itself is launching the Vivo V70 Elite. The Pixel 10a is coming at more or less a similar price. The OPPO Reno 15 Pro series is already available in the offline stores. There are a few phones from Samsung like the S25 FE. I've also tried the Motorola Signature. But I genuinely think that if your budget is around 50 to 60,000 rupees, just don't look elsewhere. This is the phone that you should be buying, and this is not a paid review or anything, okay? I bought this phone with my own money and have been using it for a week now, so this is a completely genuine suggestion for you guys. Anyway, moving on, this phone is actually very similar to last year's Vivo X200. I feel like what Vivo did here was take all the internals from the X200, probably the stock they already had, and put it in a much better housing. Because if you compare the Vivo X200 and the X200T side by side, you'll immediately notice that the Vivo X200T has a much better design. It has this flat approach that I personally really like. The camera module is more modern and even the color options are very good. Apart from that, you also get faster UFS 4.1 storage, you get bigger battery, and the best part, the Vivo X200T is actually 5,000 cheaper than last year's Vivo X200. So for me, with this phone, what Vivo has done exceptionally well is make the right compromises in the right areas. For example, in this design, they've gone with Scotch Sensation Core Protection, which is not the most robust display protection you can get on a smartphone. In fact, the Vivo X200 had Scotch Sensation Alpha, which offers better protection. But honestly, I think this can easily be solved by putting on a good tempered glass, and that's about it. The phone still has IP68 and IP69K ratings for dust and water resistance. We get a decent size. It's not compact, but it's not too big nor too small. Okay, similarly on the front, there are right compromises in the right areas. Like it does not support Dolby Vision and it's not an LTPO panel. But apart from that, it's a very good display. The color accuracy is excellent. The brightness levels are pretty good. You get HDR10 and HDR10 Plus certification that works, and of course, Wide L1 certification as well. This display is also very responsive. Like the touch response is great, and what I really like is that we get an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor here, which is super fast, works even with wet hands, and does not flash those annoying bright lights at night. Now coming to the core user experience, the software and hardware, the Vivo X200T phone gets full marks, no compromises here as well. It's running on Android 16 with the latest Origin OS 6 that finally looks so good to use. Rest in peace, SponTouch OS. We're also getting 5 years of OS updates here, and it's powered by the Dimensity 9400 Plus chipset, which was last year's flagship chip. So performance here is just excellent, extremely fluid, and feels like I've been using a proper flagship phone. Whether it's high-end gaming or normal day-to-day usage, I didn't face any issues at all. It just delivers that flagship level experience. Even in terms of battery, we get a massive 6,200 mAh battery here, and the battery life is very similar to the iPhone 17 Pro. I was easily getting around 8 to 10 hours of screen on time, so I only had to charge it before I went to bed. We also get 90-watt fast charging, and the charger is included in the box. There's also wireless charging support up to 40 watt. Vivo has also not compromised on the vibration motor here. The feedback here is very good. The speakers are fairly loud and decent. They're not extraordinary, but they're good enough for watching movies and casually listening to music with friends. Okay, so finally, the biggest reason why I rate this phone so highly is the cameras. Vivo has used a very good sensor setup here, and of course there's the Zeiss partnership too. So you're basically getting the same Zeiss tuning that we have seen on Vivo's flagship phones. And if you're someone who is upgrading from a mid-range phone, you will definitely love the images coming out from this phone. Especially the main camera, it's very good. It uses a Sony sensor and the results are just extremely impressive. It captures detailed shots with good dynamic range. Even in low light, I was able to get surprisingly good photos from the main sensor. The 3x telephoto periscope lens is also very good. The consistency between the main and the telephoto lenses is excellent. The sharpness levels are good. It can take some really nice macro shots and the portraits come out very good. Vivo's camera optimization is genuinely really impressive. Yes, at times the skin tone can look slightly unnatural, but overall you will get the same DNA that we've seen on Vivo's flagship Pro series phones. Now, the only camera aspect that's not as strong is the ultra-wide lens. Sometimes the edges look a bit soft in the images, the dynamic range is not as good, and the colors don't quite match what you get from the main and the telephoto lenses. If you check out these samples, you will notice that the ultra-wide lens struggles a bit more. Maybe it's using a Samsung sensor while the other two are Sony sensors, so the color consistency isn't the best, especially at low light. Selfies are pretty decent though. It's not the widest selfie camera out there, but for casual photos, it does the job well. The video performance is decent too, not bad at all. But yes, you're not getting a full flagship level camera system here. For example, you won't get extreme close-up macro shots, great slow motion videos or advanced portrait video features. Those are a bit lacking, but for a normal user, this is a perfectly fine camera setup and most people are going to enjoy the camera experience here, especially if you're upgrading from a mid-range phone. So yeah, don't make the mistake of going for some other phones. In fact, if your budget is around 50,000 rupees and if you're thinking of getting something like the OnePlus 15R, the OPPO Reno 15 or the 15 Pro, those are not the right choices. Even Vivo is coming up with the Vivo V70 and V70 Elite. Do not go for those kinds of phones. Even the Pixel 10a, don't go for that model either. This is the perfect phone, a truly perfect premium phone to buy in 2026. It's that good. Alright everyone, that was all for my really short and sweet review of the Vivo X200T. What do you think about this phone? Please let me know in the comments, and while you're there, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Saying this, I'm Pratima and I'll be back with the next video soon.